Welcome back to Let's Play Darkest Dungeon. I'm your host, Timepants, and today we are going to be headed to the Weald. We are going to be giving T-Bone a much-deserved break so he can go and get that +5 dodge quirk, which is going to be instrumental, I do believe, to his success as a member of our party, especially as a defensive member as he is. So we're going to be going and getting an ancestral trinket. We're going to be taking a bit of a strange party here, but I think it should go pretty well. Now, I am saying I think it should go pretty well, not I am expecting it to go pretty well. What's the difference? Well, nothing really. I just felt like being a bit of a pedantic asshole. But let's head out there. Let's see. I'm just going to be taking these mostly for use with some of the different interactables in the dungeon. We are going to be proceeding in the light, and I'm going to pack a little bit heavy. But all of this is, I think, justified. This is a bit of an odd class composition here. So we'll have to see how everything goes. Like I said, I'm not exactly confident here. Let's quickly just figure out what we're gonna do. First things first, I think we're gonna take Weakening Curse off and go with Hands from the Abyss. Now I might change my mind here, but our Jester's going to be jumping around all over the place. So we need to make sure that we're able to make the most of that. Let's see. Solo is interesting. Finale is back 3 now, so he can do it from the front row. So maybe we'll start him in the front, move him back with Solo, then start jumping him forward. So why don't we eliminate Harvest and go with Solo and keep Slice off. I like that. Now, Pashal's going to be just back row all the time. So, let's see here. I think this is good. Yeah, we'll keep Disorienting Blast because it'll clear the corpses. And that is one thing I anticipate. I think we are going to be having a little bit of trouble hitting the back row if we're not careful. So here is our trinket loadout. We're going with the Focus Ring and Sun Ring, just some straight damage on our Crusader. Sun Ring and Feather Crystal on Mortimer, since we want him to be able to go quickly, because hopefully he's going to be able to get some use out of Hands from the Abyss. Let's move you up. Our Jester's going to be a little bit balanced here, and then finally we are definitely going to be working on trying to get stuns with our Plague Doctor. I think it's a balanced party. I just don't know if it's the best party. Oh, we actually don't need to de-stress. I should probably check these things before we start. Let's see. So, Tiger's Eye, Zealous Vigil is self only. Okay, we need to make sure about that. So, actually, why don't we remove this and swap that? No. What am I doing? Swap that. And then he can get some use out of this. Or I should probably just take all these things off since we're camping. Gosh. Alright, not off to a great start here. Let's see. Zealous Vigil. Tiger's Eye on you. Plus damage on you. And now here's the tricky part. Unfortunately, we don't really have very good camping buffs here. So let's see what we can do. Unshakable Leader? Why not? We have nothing else to do here. That's unfortunate. We should have bought Mortimer another camping skill that would have upped his speed. That was pretty dumb. Still, hopefully stress won't be an issue here. Let's rest. Hopefully we don't get ambushed, but of course we did. No big deal though. We should I'm gonna take that back. Disorienting blast. Well, sure. Well, fuck. Alright. Actually, probably instead, since we don't have a bounty hunter here, maybe he shouldn't be using vulnerability hex. Maybe he should be using weakening. Well, this is not good. Fortunately, that stress reduction buff does seem like it is working quite well. Solo? Now let's just slowly work our way forward here. Oh shit. Well, this is not inspiring. Yeah, this is a pretty bad start. Uh-oh. Are we gonna be in trouble? I guess it's good that we brought a lot of food here. Bandage, and yeah, I think now you just need to get back. Healing? I don't think we're at that point yet, but why don't we make sure that you're not going to dodge on us anymore? Oh god, this is not how I expected this to start. Yeah, not at all. This is not going well. A little bit better, I suppose, but yeah, I think we're just gonna keep trying to stun this guy, because if he starts stacking up bleed on us, we're really gonna be in the shit. Oh boy. Let's see here. Blinding gas. Yeah, let's try and get this under control. Okay. Now we should be fine. Let's try and kill you. Hopefully 10 damage. Yeah, you're dead. Heal Jester. And now, yeah, let's try and close this out. Maybe just smite. Okay, not bad. Not exactly what we needed, but not bad. Wow. This is a terrible start. Yes, the dot kill is nice to have though. And now I feel like we more or less have our feet under us, but I think I am gonna blinding gas again. Hopefully we can get a kill before he goes, but we can already see the benefit of having those feather crystals, since we have been able to go first quite frequently. Oh boy. Let's see. Well, let's just work on the corpse here, I guess. That's not bad. I can't believe you can actually crit the corpses and get stress relief. I feel like that's pretty weird and probably should at some point be changed. Fortunately, we're getting really high healing amounts, but yeah, I want to get through this before, you know, we find ourselves like 40 minutes deep into a long episode again. That would be really annoying. Alright, and cured. Wonderful. There we go. Nothing to worry about. We're fine. Actually, other than here, our health does look more or less okay. Let's start equipping this stuff, though. And now that we have our full damage potential, we should be okay. I think we will go ahead and eat. And 100% of room battles. Now, we don't have any mapping, so this could be a bit longer. Let's see, solo or finale. Let's forget solo, and let's use battle ballad. Already I'm missing that mapping. Fortunately, us having stress reduction is pretty nice. And there's our mapping. Wonderful. Just having a sip of my tasty beverage there. Nice that we won't have to deal with this. Right, we have a hotkey. So one thing that I've been thinking about is, quote-unquote, the darkest dungeon. In case you maybe haven't been following as closely as me, the darkest dungeon, this needs to be fixed. There's no reason for this marching order right here. In case you haven't been paying as close attention as certain other parties, the darkest dungeon is going to be the final dungeon. It's going to be the last inclusion. Well, neat. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be the final inclusion in Darkest Dungeon. It's going to be the last dungeon. I am so sad. And I think, well, it looks really cool. Like, straight up, it looks very, very interesting. Like, we don't have a lot of details, so it might sound weird that I'm saying, like, it sounds interesting, but what really interests me is sort of the design sensibilities. Oh. Yeah, some of the design sensibilities that they're kind of demonstrating with the creation of the Darkest Dungeon. There was a bit of discussion as to just exactly how everything was going to work. You know, how exactly do you beat the Darkest Dungeon? So, for instance, this is just a really simple example, but for instance, when you do a regular dungeon, you know, when you do a regular dungeon, you have a boss at the end that your level 1s through level 3s fight, right? And then, once you clear that, then you have a boss fight for your level 3s and 4s. So, sorry, level 0 to 2 for the first, 3 and 4 for the second, and 5 and 6 for the last, right? And so, there's sort of this design sensibility that sort of everything is balanced around, right? For instance, you are sort of intended to encounter the ends of dungeons at certain level breakpoints. And, I mean, that has made sense thus far in the game. Because, you know, take, like, the Hag, for instance, or the Necromancer. They're basically just sort of this game's Team Rocket. You know, you fight them, and you beat them, and that's kind of the end of it. Encounter over. Until the next time for the rematch, and so on and so forth. This is very slow going. But the Darkest Dungeon doesn't really make sense for that to happen. You know, it doesn't really make sense for this ultimate, this... Let's just try and kill you. It doesn't make sense for this ultimate pitch blackness, you know, the final test of your hero's fortitude and courage and will. It doesn't really make sense for that to be, like, a level 2 dungeon, you know? It doesn't really make sense for a bunch of rookies to venture into the final dungeon. So then the question becomes, well, if you aren't going to... Yeah, if you're not going to design a... let's just move through it. Yeah, if you're not going to design a dungeon experience that's meant to be encountered by very low-level characters, then how do you do it? And so one of the ideas originally on the table was that basically you would kind of make your way through the dungeon, and once you went in, there was no going out. Like, you just, you know, there's sort of a boss rush or something that you just have to kind of work your way through. And it's an interesting idea. That's so cool. It's an interesting idea because, you know, it puts the onus on you to decide who dies, because you're almost certainly not going to make it through the final dungeon in the game on your first go at it. I mean, you're basically sentencing somebody to death, and probably your entire party. But you want to make those deaths count, of course. You want to get some value out of them, if I can use like the most morbid, pragmatic measure possible. You want their deaths to mean something. Otherwise, you're just throwing heroes and, in my opinion, more importantly, trinkets into the meat grinder. And you know, if you aren't getting some form of compensation for that, what a waste, right? Especially if, you know, it is a level 5 and 6 dungeon, then all of those deaths will have been for naught unless you manage to make it count. So that's really interesting for me. I think that's very cool how, you know, there is sort of this question as to how things are going to work exactly. So then the people at Red Hook came out and they said, "Oh Jesus," they said, "Oh Jesus, we're actually not going to do that. You are going to be able to. You aren't going to be able to retreat, but it's not a one-way ticket. Basically, you can go in and you can come out, but you can only come out once you have completed your objective. So, from the sounds of things, it's going to be a multi-part dungeon, and it's just going to be very difficult. But let's do it. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, but it's going to be beatable, and from the sounds of things, it's intended to be that way. Maybe not on your first go at it, but it's intended to be experienced sort of sequentially, sort of in this episodic format. You know, you have your first run at it, then you have your second run at it, and so on and so forth. I need to pay more attention to my marching formation. I'm so busy with my head up my own ass here that I'm not really watching what I'm doing, and it is pretty clearly costing me. Okay, I think since these guys have high protection, I'm going to need to just dot them. It looks like, unfortunately, their blight resistance is quite high, so maybe I'm just going to use the Plague Doctor to keep the stuns up back here, and then bleed these guys out up front. So if I'm doing that, maybe I want my Crusader to be stunning. Let's see. 30 dodge, 43 dodge. Let's try and take care of that. I guess I'll swing on you. I'm probably not doing this terribly efficiently. Oof. Okay. Okay. Now things are getting scary. Let's calm down. Let's get this shit under control. Stuns? Okay. Let's see. 10 damage around. Okay, that's dead. Alright, let's heal you up. Oh man, we have gotten really lucky with our yeah, we've gotten really lucky with the amount of healing we've been getting. Shit. Quit while ahead, please. Not like this. Not like this. Quit while ahead. Please, God, no. Okay, we just have to battlefield medicine. Oh, shit. This is not going well. I feel like I don't really have the oomph in this party to... Yeah, I feel like I don't really have the oomph in this party to really keep... Oh no, not with the bleed, not with the bleed. No. No, 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 no. No. Fuck. Well, we can't go on. We can't go on. This is now... Now I'm wondering if we even continue the fight or if we run away. I think we try and run.
The sin is not in being outmatched.
Well, shit. We have another jester bite the dust. I think this party... Yeah, I don't know. I think this party was balanced, but it didn't really excel in any meaningful way. We spent most of our time healing. Yeah, that didn't go as well as planned. Well, that's unfortunate, but that was kind of a learning experience for us. Man. That is disappointing. Alright, well, you know, that's a tough break, but that's kind of the risk that you take. Well, I guess, wow, bows. Get your head out of the bottle. Well, yeah, that's unfortunate. Anyway, well, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. And who's our next jester? Well, nobody this time. Keep an eye out, I suppose. Until then, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.